loves, it's Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget and my 10 most used palettes this year. I wanted to do a few videos for you because for the last few years I've done my countdown, my favourite unique product. But I thought it's really hard to count it down to that, so I'm going to do different videos and do 10 in each, and today it's eyeshadow palettes, which is my favourite item of makeup, if you didn't know. And it's been really difficult, it has, because I've got so many that I really like, but honestly going through them, which I've had to go through obviously my whole collection of makeup to pick out the different 10s that I wanted to, and I used them most and I thought it all over, and I've got so many that I've got too many, really. I've got too many. It's just, you know, loving makeup so much, but I don't want to keep anything till, you know, it expires and so forth. So I'm going to really watch my buying next year. I won't say that I'll go on a no buy, because there's things that I have to buy. Certainly foundations and mascaras. Although I've got a lot of new mascaras not opened as well, so the shelf life, you know, will be okay. But I'm just a makeup lover, so it was hard to pick the 10. But let's start. So I'm not going to do any order. It's not my favourite, my least favourite down to my favourite. It's just 10 that I have used again and again this year and that I love. The first one, this is I did a collection, Rimmel did a collection called Magnifies, and this is the blush edition. And this has been one of my favourite palettes this year, without doubt. It's lovely to work with. Those are the colours. So you've got cool, mostly cools, I would say, a couple of warms at one end, but I like it. I like that palette a lot. It's one that I've used a lot and I use a lot when I'm filming. So I really like that one. Now, what you're going to find is that most of my palettes are neutrals, because I like a neutral eye. I do have certain different palettes if I'm looking for particular colours or a particular look, but my most used palettes, which is what I wanted this video to be, do tend to stay on the neutral side. All used, all loved, but mostly on the neutral side. Okay, so my next one is a palette that I bought this year. I found this one this year, early in the year. It's the Makeup Revolution. It's from the Life on the Dance Floor collection, and this is the VIP. And it's got a nice gold front like this, and it looks like this. And that's the palette that stays out because I use that an awful lot. Very neutral, nothing too bold. But it's a nice one to leave on the top for an everyday look. So I use that one quite a lot too. And the next one is a classic that I've had now for a little while. I turn to it again time and time again for a classic look. And it's the Urban Decay Naked palette. And this is the Ultimate Basics. And that looks like that. So this one you're looking more warm. You can, a beautiful, if you like that sort of rusty look, you can get a beautiful one. This is more cool tones, this is the warmer tones, but you can get some lovely looks, and I have got some lovely looks out of this palette. It's a staple, it's great. If you're starting off and someone is getting you a gift, because I've got drugstore and I've got high-end, but a lot of my high-ends have been gifts, and you're looking for a gift for someone that's starting off, you know, you couldn't go wrong with this, really. I really like this. So that's the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. The next one is one that stays out a lot as well. This is the Revolution Ultra Eye Contour Light and... Is it light and shade? So what one does this look like? Let's open it up and you'll see better. This one's well loved and used as well. So this is the Revolution dupe for the Kat Von D palette. They're all mattes. Another one that can stay on top and do a lovely look. You've got them in different sections, although I mix and match all of them, but you can see they are specifically put in different sections. But I use all of them, mix and match them, and I've made lots and lots of looks with them this year. That's a staple, also one that I would repurchase. I like that one a lot. This is quite a new one to my collection, but it's one that I want to keep out on top because I'm finding that I am using it quite a lot. And going through all my palettes, I have used this one quite a lot for the amount of time I've had it. And it's Dubious Place, and this is the Nubian, I think it's called the Nubian. But I really like this one too. So you can see I do tend to go towards the neutrals, guys, nothing too bold. But they are all different shades. If you put them together, you know, those shades are different. And it's a winner for me, this one, definitely. I like this palette. It's the first one I've had of Dubious Place. I haven't had them before. Yes, I think it's pronounced Nubian, but it's a lovely palette. And my next one is, I've been using this palette. This has been in my favourites for, I can't tell you how many years, a long time before I started YouTube. And this is such a classic, but I could not do my 10 favourite without adding this in. So this is Wet n Wild. This is the new palettes they do now. And this is the Comfort Zone. And I just love this. I've gone back to this. Look at this. I've hit pan on the monochrome one there. I just love it. This is my second one of these, this actual type. And I don't know how many I've had. Do you remember how they used to package Wet n Wild before? It was the square with the four either side. But they've done it smaller now and they've added transition colours. But I love it. I love this palette. If I had to, you know, say over all the time I've been wearing eyeshadow, what palettes would stand out to me? If I had three, this would be one of them. I just love the palette. I love it. I know they've brought different ones out, and I know there's so many palettes that have come out now since the Comfort Zone. But I just love it. I just love this palette. Did I say that? So that's definitely in my 10 favourites. The next one is one that's a little bit more. This is the Chocolate Elixir. Chocolate Elixir, I think they call it. And this is from Makeup Revolution. And it's their take on the Too Faced palettes. Obviously, you can see. This one has a little more colour in it. And that one looks like this. So you can see you've got a little bit more rusts and pinks in there and plums. But I like this one too, very much. So that's the Chocolate Elixir, and that's from Revolution. So my next palette, I've had it a little while, but I use it all the time. I wouldn't say there's 2 weeks that go by when, a fortnight goes by when I haven't used this. And I love it, I love it. This is Tarte's, and it's the Tartlet in Bloom. Look at my little baby ring light. And it looks like this. Again, it's so neutral, guys, I know. But beautiful, beautiful consistency. I like Tarte's palettes. I really, really like Tarte's palettes. And this one, I think this one is my favourite out of them. It's a lovely palette, guys. Again, if you were wanting to buy a present for someone on the high end, and you know they hadn't worn makeup for a while, or they were quite shy to experiment, this would be a great one again, because it's just, you know, you can do a really subtle, you wouldn't bold it up. You can certainly bold it up, but you could do a really subtle look as well. I think it's a lovely palette. Yeah, I've got 3 more to go. The next one is one that's by Revolution. I've got a lot of their palettes. I use a lot of Revolution's. At the drugstore, I use a lot of their palettes. I like them. I've always been pleased with Revolution. And this is the Neutrals versus Neutrals. Okay, they're spelling that, guys. Can you see that? Neutral versus Neutrals. And that looks like that. So this one's a bit warmer again, and you've got more of the oranges and the pinks in, and you can get really nice looks out of this one. It's definitely, it's not one I use every week, I would say, but it's definitely one that out of the 10 that I use quite a lot. So it was hard to pick in the 10, but I would say this is one of the ones that I use quite a lot, and it's nice. I like it. It applies nicely, and yeah, I like that one. So that's the Revolution Neutrals versus Neutrals. Okay, so this is a little palette that I also haven't had very long, but I absolutely love it. It's a very special palette to me. It's got very special memories, and I love this palette. I really love it. It's a very tiny palette, and it's the Petite Pro 2, is it, or the Petite Pro 1? It's the Petite Pro 1 by Bizarre. It's beautiful, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. It can be a standalone palette easily, because you've got your colours at the bottom that you could use for, you know, the brow transition and so forth. And then you've got your pops of colour that you would put on the lid. And I love this palette. It's tiny. It's very tiny. And it just clicks up. You know how the Busy Up palettes go. It just clicks up like this. It's lovely for the handbag. It's lovely if you're going away. It's a lovely palette. I love this palette, and it's sentimental as well. I love that palette. And the final palette, number 10. I said to you, all my looks are very mostly neutral. I mean, I go towards warm and cools and rusts, and I'll put a bit of burgundies in, but not a lot of bright colour. It's still on that sort of neutral line. But I do also occasionally like to put, more than occasionally, I do often put a little bit of pop of colour in. Not a lot, but sometimes I like if I'm wearing green, I might like a green look. I wouldn't say I'd wear emerald green on my eyes, but certainly green shades and purple shades, some blue, but it's got to be kind of navy type of blue. But this one is well loved. You can see it's worn off. This is a palette by Revolution, and this is the Emily Wants. She did the Needs, which is a little palette, which I've used two up, and I need to get another one because I love it. So this is the Wants. And the reason I like this, and it's one that stays out, is because all the pops of colour that I could want are in here. They're lovely consistency, and all those extra colours along with my neutrals, because I normally would start with a neutral. Although you can get a full eye out of this, because you've got your mix of shades. I call them mix of shades, you know what I mean, guys. But if you had lilac, a little pop in the middle, this corduroy, this green, this corduroy, I've never seen that colour in another palette. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And the black, you can see around the edge. The black, let's say this, it makes any sense, is the blackest black I've ever bought in a black. It is really, really black. Really black. And that's the most dense black I've got, including my high-end palettes. That is my most dense black that I've got. And I love this palette too. I would have bought this palette. I don't do a lot of, you know, buy palettes because someone's bought them out or influencer bought them out or, you know, a star's bought them out. I don't normally go down that road, especially if I don't like the palette, you know, or I've got something like it. But with this one, I would have, when she bought this out, Emily bought this out, I would have bought it whatever the colour was because I would just want to support her because I just think she's such a lovely girl. I really do. But no, it's a winner. I was really pleased. I was really pleased. She done us well with this one. And if you want a big colourful palette that you can get, you know, lots of different pops of colour out of and do a neutral look as well, you will not go wrong with this one. It's beautiful. Great big mirror. So that's the Revolution Emily Edit Wants palette. So that's it, guys. That's my 10. I've got more, but I would say they're the ones that I've used the most this year. It was ages. I was sitting on the floor by my down here when I did my makeup, and I thought, this one, oh no, I've used this one. No, not so much. Have I used that one? Oh no, I've not. And I was trying to pick the 10 out. It wasn't easy, but I would say that's the 10 that I've sort of been drawn most to this year. So as always, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Coming up will be my 10 favourite lipsticks or lip products. That took me even longer to decide. But I hope you're enjoying these videos. Let me know if you are, guys. And then I'll take it on to face products, foundations and so forth. So I definitely would say that for eyeshadows, that's my favourite 10 for this year. So you take care of yourselves. Let me know what you think and what your favourite palette is. If you've got a couple of favourite palettes, list them for me because, you know, I like to try different things as well. I know I've got lots, but I like to try different things as well. So let me know your favourite palettes too. And thanks for watching, my darlings, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye. Bye.